Hello, my name is Cassandra Bankson. I'm here with Mary of M.Brennan Design Associates at the Broadcast Your Authority event. And I want to take a moment to talk with you about the power of networking because we have learned so much this weekend and you really are an expert in the field. Tell me a little bit about how your business got started and how you leveraged networking to build your business from the bottom up.
Thank you, Cassandra. I've been in business for 20 years, and it really is entirely built on referrals. Certainly, I have clients that refer me. Every happy client is a wonderful referral, but it's a very long pipeline, as anybody in the industry knows. Our projects tend to go on for many, many months, sometimes years even, depending on the scope of the project. So many of my referrals really come from the other partners who are working on those clients and those projects. Luxury builders, architects, landscape architects, you name it. Any of us that would touch a project of that nature, we want to bring in the other professionals who are going to work well as a team, really all in service of the clients.
It's fascinating because from, I guess, an outside perspective, most people think it's, oh, client and service. That's that kind of pipeline and maybe a couple things on the side. But you're really building this kind of beautiful web of intricate connections between all of these different people and leveraging their strengths and weaknesses to put them into the right team and really build that out. And just hearing you speak over the past 3 days about that has been fascinating. And I'd love to know, Mary, especially in a day and age where we are told that advertising is key, you need to pay for ads, you can't get anywhere without Google AdWords, how were you able to actually leverage and create those referrals and connections without spending a dime on advertising?
It's really all about the personal connection. It really is. Many of us who are able to refer clients to one another, we're in the same associations, we attend a lot of the same events, and you have relationships that form, as you know, over a period of time, and there is a high degree of trust required. Somebody who refers me to a job needs to know that that client is still going to be happy many months down the road into the project. They're going to pull them aside and say, thank you so much for referring Mary. She's great. I'm so happy, and this is coming out wonderful.
That's so interesting. And from a curiosity standpoint, I'd love to know that to date, what has been one of your favorite projects? What has been one of your favorite projects to work on that started just because you reached out and networked?
Oh my goodness. I finished up a project a couple of years ago that was a couple of years long, working in Manhattan, and I was very kindly referred in by a very technologically advanced audiovisual company, actually, who had already been working with this client. The client had 5 homes. This was the 5th. All done by different people. This was the first time that I had been introduced to this client, and I will say they were wonderful clients, but he was not a warm and fuzzy. He was not verbose in terms of giving lots of compliments and lots of strokes to the people he just expected to get it done. And at the very end of the project, there are stressful times. At the very end of the project, he kind of leaned over to me and he said, this really is the most beautiful one. So we were all really happy with that. That was a big compliment coming from him.
Gosh, that's so nice to hear, especially when you're kind of nervous going through it, you're putting in your best, but you don't get that validation, and then boom.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of networking, I would also like to know, what is your favorite way to network? What would you recommend for other business professionals, and how can other people get in touch with you?
Well, I am certainly a big fan of in-person networking, but of course, we live in the digital age, and we are, very much online creatures these days. So my first point of contact for myself, might not necessarily be social media, but I know that it works for many people. But it is the way that I stay in touch with my circle and that they can stay in touch with me. So it's really very valuable on so many levels. And as for getting in touch with me directly, I'm going with this new fad. It's called the telephone, something that we kind of are out of touch with these days. But really, my phone number is 201-221-6494. And you can also find me on the web at mbrennanddesignassociates.com.
201-221
6494.
6494. Awesome. And you're right, the telephone kind of is out of touch, but looking at your resume and your reputation, I would be impressed, but I don't know, personally speaking, if I would really do something. But after getting the opportunity to talk with you in person this weekend, to just have a 5-minute conversation, it really helped me understand exactly what you do
Yes.
and why you're an authority. And it's really so true. Whether you're a business professional or somebody in the industry, that in person community and contact is so important. So, Mary, thank you so much for sharing your insight.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, we'll see you again here in San Diego, or maybe in Manhattan, or in anywhere else in the world, or in between.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.